My name's Liias, State Representative from the 21st District in South Snohomish County.
Can you give us an update on the budget and where that's at?
Last week on Friday we passed the state budget, at least our House version of it, and sent it over to the Senate for them to consider. And our House budget lead is working with the Senate counterparts to negotiate a final state budget. Just to remind folks, we approved a 2-year operating budget last year, and this year is what we call a supplemental budget. So in theory, it's supposed to make some technical fixes and arrange the figures to match what the actual collections have been. This year, the situation's a little tougher because the economy's continued to deteriorate. So the governor actually proposed in December a budget that would have made severe and drastic cuts to our education system, to our basic safety net. Luckily, in the House budget, we were able to protect particularly our schools from some of those deep cuts. Part of the solution includes some new revenue. For every $4 in cuts, we're asking for about $1 in new revenue on things like out-of-state banks, out-of-state businesses, closing different loopholes, raising our tobacco taxes, things like that. We passed that revenue package last night or early this morning and sent that over to the conference committee as well. So both the revenue bill and the budget bill are in conference negotiations, and hopefully we'll have them done soon.
Can you give us an update on some of your bills that didn't make it this year?
So the biggest disappointment was transit funding. House Bill 2855, which would have given transit agencies across the state options for funding the shortfalls they've had in their sales tax collections. That bill didn't make it out of the House. I tried again with an amendment on a Senate bill that was related, and we actually got the amendment passed through the House floor. But the Senate has refused to accept that amendment. So at this point, it looks like for community transit, who's suspending service on Sundays and holidays beginning in June, it looks like there isn't relief in sight from the legislature. I'm terribly disappointed about that. The seniors and disabled folks in our community, our neighbors, deserve the same mobility that all of us enjoy. And so I'll continue working in the next session to try and secure funding for public transportation and transit in our county.
And how about some of the bills that are still moving or that have made it?
So I'm sending 2 bills to the governor's desk. The first concerns emergency zones, basically trying to protect our police and firefighters as they respond to emergencies by creating an emergency zone around those emergency response vehicles and saying that if people are speeding past an emergency vehicle, they would face double fines, just like you do in a school zone or in a construction zone. We need to slow down and give our police officers and firefighters the space they need when they're on the roads, on the highways, to respond to those emergencies. The second bill I'm sending to the governor is a bill on anti-harassment, anti-bullying in our schools. This is an issue that affects our youngsters as they're being literally perhaps driven out of school because they're picked on by their colleagues and their fellow students, sometimes 24 hours a day using the internet and all sorts of things. So this bill will ask our schools to create tougher policies against bullying and harassment to make sure that kids go to school to learn, not to be harassed and intimidated. And I'm glad that the Senate passed the bill and that we're sending it over to the governor.
And how can constituents get in contact with you?
So we've got just a couple of days left of this legislative session. Always feel free to contact me by email, or you can call us at our 1-800 hotline or at our office number. The good news is with our 60th day on Thursday, I'll be coming home soon, and so I'll be available in the community. Hopefully we'll see each other at community events, and I'll also be available in district to meet for coffee or to talk about issues that people care about. So we'll be doing one last update on the best way to get a hold of me once I'm back in the community. But for now, email and phone calls are the best. I always look forward to hearing from people.